Oh, good day, my friend. Come in, come in. It's good to see you. Would you like some coffee? Oh, sit down, sit down. There's much good news to report. Do you remember last December, Senator Henry Wilson of Massachusetts proposed a bill in Congress for immediate emancipation of slaves in the District of Columbia? Well, after considerable heated debate, that bill successfully passed on April 10th. On the 16th, the slaves in the District of Columbia awakened as free men. Little did I dream back in 1849 when I proposed to abolish slavery at this capital that it would be so soon accomplished. Still less did I anticipate then that I, as president, would be called upon to approve the measure. And is it not remarkable, as Congressman Bingham observed, a year ago, slavery opened its batteries of treason on Fort Sumter at Charleston. Now, the anniversary of the crime is signalized by the banishment of slavery from the national capital. I have never doubted the constitutional authority of Congress to abolish slavery in this district. I have long desired to see the national capital freed from this institution in some satisfactory way. I am gratified that the two principles of compensation and colonization are both recognized and practically applied in this act. I think John Sherman, during the Senate debates, put it very well. I was just reading this morning. He said, if it is our duty to emancipate these slaves, it is equally our duty to give the Negroes the right of choice, whether they will live here in a land where they will always be treated as a subordinate race, or to try the experiment of freedom in another more favorable clime. I think it is a just idea that we as a nation owe these people the obligation to allow them, if they wish, to develop their freedom and their capacity to govern themselves in a country where they will not be met at every step with caste and prejudice, hate and contumely, where they can exercise no political rights, where they cannot vote, where they cannot serve as jurors, where they cannot exercise any of the rights of free men. When you give Negroes freedom in this country, you give them freedom stripped of everything but the name. You make them free men without the right to govern themselves. At least now they have a choice. Of course, because of this, popular interest is now divided between events in the field, military, and the coming fall election. A year ago, the line of partisan division was practically obliterated in the loyal states. The whole people united in support of the war. Now, the progress of events has largely changed that once auspicious unanimity. With the proposal of compensated emancipation in the loyal slave states in March, and the April emancipation of slaves in the District of Columbia, political divisions and interest in who are to be elected next fall has ascended to new heights. But the progress of our arms, upon which all depends, also tells of good news. Listen to some of these reports. March 23rd, we had a Union Army victory in the Shenandoah Valley at Kernstown. April 5th, the first major action in the Peninsula Campaign began with the siege of Yorktown, Virginia, under General McClellan. April 7th, casualties are estimated at 24,000, an unprecedented cost of life. But the loyal forces which successfully divided the insurgents' dominion in Tennessee last February have continued to retake territory for the Union down there. Presently, 100,000 federal troops are prepared to march into Corinth, Mississippi. April 8th, island number 10 on the Mississippi River finally fell to Union General John Pope. April 11th, Fort Pulaski on the Savannah River fell to the Union under severe bombardment. And finally, on April 27th, Captain David Farragut launched his siege against New Orleans. He's captured now the largest city in the whole South. And on the personal note, Mrs. Lincoln is doing some better. Presently, there are over a dozen Todds in the house of the Edwards breed from Springfield. A few days ago, a portrait that we had taken of Willie before he died last February was finally delivered. I don't think she's seen it. Daddy is quite pleased himself. 2 little ambassadors came to visit him permanently of the white rabbit breed.